Same
So
stupid.
we're back. I mean, here's the best part. We're all here except for David, who has a Viagra problem. But I was telling you, I was happy to
You're
see
never here
Vicky
anyway.
back from Love Island in Korea, where she was the
She was
president's
released from the
mistress.
prison.
She was the president's mistress. And then he got
I was so
arrested for
busy.
trying to overthrow the government,
Oh,
which
you have a
apparently
lot
in
to tell us,
America
Vicky. You
you
have
can
to.
do. Yeah, you can do that in America and not go to jail. So there you go.
Right.
So,
Really?
very
What?
Not
cool.
only he not go to jail, you get elected again.
You
Like
get
if you
to
do
Tell me
it all over
something.
elected
again.
again.
You're both in America now, right?
Hmm.
I'm actually on Pluto. That's the ninth rock from the sun. I
So
figured too much
how
paper
is it?
here.
How is it now? You have a new president now.
Before we
Shiny.
answer that question, because we want everybody to know what they're watching. Hold on.
This is 2OF Entertainment.
And now we're back. So to answer your question, how is it? Well, Vicky was in South and North Korea. I think she was in North more than South. But anyway, at Love Island. So Vicky, how is it being back in America with a new president?
Yeah, new
Musk.
shiny president. Everything's better now, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, how is
I
that?
don't
How's
think
that
he's
going?
shiny. He's orange, but not shiny.
No, he's not as orange as he used to be.
No, he's
You
not so
notice he's gotten
orange.
less. He's gotten less orange.
Yes.
He's like a raccoon now. Like
I
it's
don't
white
know if
around the
this is
eyes
good or
and then like
bad,
the
but
piercing orange color.
Yeah.
but the
Just
truth
start
is
calling
that
him
he's
raccoon
not that
because I like
orange.
raccoon.
Maybe he's fading away.
He's fading
A new
away.
makeup
That's
artist.
funny.
He probably killed the
And
last one or had them killed or something.
maybe. And
So
Melinda's
I
hanging out
can't
with
say
him
that,
much
can
more.
I? That'll get us in trouble. He had them unalived. I'm
Oh,
rusty. I
stop.
don't remember what I can and can't say anymore.
You can say whatever you want to say because
Everyone's
this is
watching.
America.
Elon's listening. Everyone's going to kick
Yeah.
us off the app and put us back on and ban us from
yeah,
I could
this
care
and
less.
put us on
Oh,
problem.
please.
all that shit. I'm
Elon
on
Musk
Blue
sucks.
Sky.
That's why we have to talk good stuff about them. Those
No,
guys
we
are
don't.
very good.
Elon, let me tell you something. When he did his little Nazi salute, I don't care what anybody says. That was a
Oh my
Nazi
God.
salute. I was like, dude, you've been in the media for a long time. You do not. That's the one thing you don't do is a little High Hitler
But he
salute.
did.
You know what I mean?
See, they do what they want.
I know.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
So, but
Yeah.
that's a
And all the little
problem, though.
minions go, he was just saying hello or something. Like,
Yeah. Come on,
you
stop.
can do
Let's
anything
let.
and they'll find an
Yeah.
excuse. Like,
No.
He just showed his gratitude from the heart.
Yeah, I got your gratitude right here from my
he
heart.
doesn't
All
have a
right,
heart
New
to
York.
bottom.
I
That's
got
the
your
problem.
gratitude
What
right
do you
here.
want to show the balls? He showed the heart.
Listen,
From the
you know what
balls?
you know what you could have done? You know what you could have
Oh,
done?
God.
Here's what he could have done. He could have been like, thank you. And that's it.
No.
That would have been a beautiful
You
gesture.
cannot
Or
tell
he
to
could have.
others what they should do or not. Come on.
Yes, I can. Yes, that's the new
Especially
country
to
we live
Elon.
in.
Now he's
The
but
president.
Technically, they work for us.
you see how he feels? He feels like he's on the very top.
Well, he touches himself all the time. That's how he feels.
Oh, yeah, okay. But
Listen. So,
invincible, untouchable.
listen,
Yeah.
I don't want to be rude or anything. I don't want to be rude or anything, but here's how this ends. If these stupid people do not start taking care of the other 300 million, doesn't matter how much money you have, when the 300 million people decide, you know what, I'm tired of being poor, or I'm tired of not having good health care, or I'm tired of not even being able to pay a bill, or I'm tired
So
of
what
not
they'll
getting
do?
food, well, Americans are lazy, so they probably won't. But if they were lazy, they would revolt. And that will be the
Well,
problem. So
maybe
these
in some
people that
other
have their head
time,
up their
not
ass,
anymore. Do you think that
no,
American people can
oh
revolt?
no, the American people can't revolt because they're
A
lazy.
part of
They're
it.
lazy. They're lazy. But when you look at inner cities, they're
We are
revolting
different generation. We are raised in a different way.
pussies.
Uh,
We raised a bunch of
no, look,
pansies and pussies. We didn't
those activities
raise
they
men.
need organization, man. It's hard to organize
If
because
why? Because you're too busy on TikTok and Instagram, and you go.
yeah,
That's why. So it's
That's the
ridiculous.
generation. What you
That's
can
a
do. It
pathetic
is what it
generation. So
is.
they get what they get.
We need to
That's
find
why.
Stephen a better
That's
word
why
than
Elon
pussies
is a
because
king now. You know.
What? I'm
we need
sorry,
a
Vicky.
better
What?
word, Stephen. We need a better word than pussies because pussies are actually very strong and resilient and a very
I've told him
like
once that it's a good
they're not
word.
something that's weak.
After all,
Right. We need another word for Stephen. We need to like replace it in his brain, like go in and surgically like swap it
All right.
out for like
What word would we like to replace
I don't know.
pussy
I
with?
mean, there's wussies, but that's kind of old
Yeah,
school.
yeah. And we can't use
digs,
the C word. I mean, we could use the
digs.
C word, but the C word it doesn't have this. It doesn't mean pussy. It means
It doesn't
a
mean the
whole
same
nother
thing.
thing.
Yeah.
Okay. What's the
Yeah.
different? What do we want to
We'll
use for?
work on that.
We
Someone comment below a better word because
for
pussies are
than
actually
pussy.
girl power. Are very like they used
Yeah.
to have
We
babies and
love
stuff. They're very
pussies.
strong. Like
Oh,
Yeah,
give
it's
me
strong and
something
it's very
a
nice.
little
It doesn't give
yeah.
justice.
yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
So
but I'm
comment
not
please if
sure
you have a
how
better
that.
word.
Yeah, but you know what? I think it's kind of like the word, if I may, fag. Fag back in the day was a cigarette, and then it turned into then fag turned into you being a homosexual.
Oh,
So I think
yeah.
pussy is in my world, the old school world, has nothing to do with lady parts at all. It just means you're a
But that's
pussy.
what
You're just
started
a
though.
pussy.
Because it was in a
I,
misogynistic time back in the day when they
I
were,
don't know if you realize this. We just became misogynistic on the 20th of
I know.
January. So it's the
Yeah,
good
but
old days
if
I
again.
somebody
know.
if somebody
Trust
tells
me,
you
I
I like
know.
this pussy, what do you think of? I
When
like
they
this
tell me they like to
pussy.
put, I'm
Yeah,
like,
what
you
will
like
you
puss?
think of?
I go Puss in Boots. We're gonna read a fairy tale. I get very excited. So, listen, let me
Lord,
just say
sorry, we
this
got off track. I just
Anyway,
was saying,
let's
let's
continue
find a better word for him and we'll move on.
to the core
of the
of the
conversation.
question. What about the new shiny president? Everything is fine, looks fine. Everybody
I,
likes him now.
can I say something about Adam? I feel like he looks like a tank commander or something. Like, doesn't he look
Yeah,
like he's
yes,
in a
he's in a
bunker,
tank.
like calling out
He does.
coordinates or something?
He's in a bunker, getting ready to go.
Who?
So yeah,
Like, what's
you
going on there?
your
He in North
you got
Korea
your
now?
little
Like, what
green
happened?
thing.
I
Yeah,
am.
Right.
No, I'm becoming. I don't know.
and then you
No,
got
I just put it.
and
You
you're
know,
not.
it's there's a
With
strong
headgear
there's a
and like
strong.
the shirt.
We have very nice. We don't have winter at all. I mean, it's
Right.
very beautiful outside. We have sunshine. I'm burned out, if you can see, because I go every day out and then yeah, I go in my hammock for 2 hours. I lay down and I think. Sometimes I talk with the AI. I say there are new models. You know, have you seen the Chinese model AI?
Yes,
Very nice.
it's literally just caused
DeepSeek.
the
It's,
whole tech market to drop 1.3 trillion
you
dollars
see?
because let me tell you this, we have a company called Hero AI. They actually are doing the same thing Hero AI is, except no one knows who Hero AI is because it's a small company with AI and they do quantum computing. They're doing the exact same thing and making the same waves quietly, where China's going, look at us. And I'm laughing about this because they literally are doing what Hero's been doing for a few years. And so um, all these big guys throwing all this money at AI is pathetic because you don't need to.
Yeah,
Hero's done
he
it on a
showed
shoestring
that
budget.
it's easy
So
to do
yeah.
something very high
Mhm.
already with with much less money,
Yeah.
and it's open source.
Mhm.
You know, you
Yep.
can. Yeah, it's a revolution there. I have to tell it. But
Yeah.
I still work most if I want to the Google AI. You know, I think
Oh,
I will test this one the DeepSeek more. But you know, I always put them the same question. I ask about myself because I am a famous person, so they know,
Oh, you
and they
are.
give me
Look, you're here.
different answers. But
Right.
this one, the Chinese one, he gave me the best answer.
He
I
said
mean,
that you're
the
a
most.
god on Olympus.
No,
he said we will
he gave
assimilate you.
no. She gave the best fitting answer about the
Okay.
works. You know, about
Okay.
the
Mhm.
intention
That's because
behind
it's
the
Chinese and it
works.
works.
I don't know.
And here, and just so you know, really what the Chinese deep state does,
We
and
used to
just so
say
we're
that the
clear.
Chinese are copying things.
Yeah, well,
And
it's
it's
just like here's
Chinese.
how,
Don't buy it. It's
right,
Chinese. It's a copy.
that's right.
No.
Here's how the Chinese AI really works. So we really, it's just they have 100 million kids in a sweatshop with computers. So when you ask a question, they can actually search, research it, and give you an answer. That's all it really is. That's why they can do it for so cheap. When you're paying them a penny an hour and you threaten you're going to kill their family, it works really well. I'm just saying. No, I'm just kidding.
So it's the same like America, isn't it?
We're a
In
little
a different
different.
way.
All right.
But
But
now you
see,
have the government. But it's the
well,
same. So it's going to the same. Right?
we have Big
Just
Brother.
give him for years, and
Yeah.
then you
Well,
say
I will
that
say,
China is heaven.
well,
We will move
I
to
will say
China,
this.
all of us.
I will say this. Before the election, he's like, I'm going to give you, China's going to get 100% tariff. This one's going to get tariffs. This one's going to get tariffs. And he said then a day later, if you put $1 billion in the United States, you will expedite your whatever you want to do in the United States. So I think that was basically saying to China, listen, if you want to put money here, we'll expedite stuff, no tariffs. So now what they said after his election is we're going to do a study and not give tariffs to China, which I thought was interesting. But Canada and Mexico were going to hit up because they don't like. And last night, Colombia said, no, you can't give us back our people. And he's like, great, 100% tariff on Colombia. We're going to not trade with you anymore. This morning, in all the newspapers, the FT, the Journal, the Times, even Bloomberg was saying now Columbia's like, no, bring them. You misunderstood what we said. We said you can't bring them on a Sunday. Monday is good. So I'm like, okay. So I give him credit where credit is due. I like the fact that he's doing the Teddy Roosevelt, carry a big stick and speak softly, except he's not speaking softly, but he's carrying the big stick. I like the fact that he's trying to make, I don't want to say we're already a great country. He's trying to make us strong. I want to see on a global scale. What I want to see is what they're going to do internally. And I go back to my original statement. If you don't fix healthcare, Social Security, and feeding our people, it doesn't matter how strong you make the outside of us. And it doesn't matter that you make the 30 million of us richer. I'm worried about the 300 million people that don't benefit because once again, after a while, they get fed up. And I'm more worried about the fed up than I'm worried about putting another
So
20
if
or
they're
30 million
gonna
dollars in 4
revolt,
years in
they're
my
gonna
pocket.
revolt. That was always
Yeah, but
happening
that's
in
a
the history of
but that but,
humanity. If
right, but
the
that becomes an
power,
issue. That becomes an issue though. Because if you're
it's always an
you
issue,
know,
of course.
here's the way you have to look at this. And this is how I was taught growing up. There's old money and there's nouveau riche. The idiots that are on the stage with him at the inauguration, that's all nouveau riche, right? They have their head up their ass. They couldn't get themselves out of a wet paper bag or, they think booty calls when you stick your phone up your ass and take a picture. So, all right, that's what they think. The old money says we have money and we can do whatever we want. However, we still have to help the people that don't have money because if we don't, when they wake up and get annoyed one day, we won't have anything. So you have to, it's nice to be nouveau riche and it's nice to be look at me, look at me, look at me. But if you don't do things, whether you do it where everybody knows you're doing it or you do it very quietly, like a Michael Dell and Vicky knows in Austin area, Michael Dell builds hospitals like, we have every other street. There's like a Starbucks. You have every other street. There's a Michael Dell hospital and nobody knows. Michael Dell does a ton of things here, but Michael Dell is trying to help the people. So if you don't help the people, that is a problem. And I don't give a fuck what Joe Rogan says and all these other people. And yeah, don't give a shit. You
Well, the
have
people
to help
believe that
them.
they will help him,
No, no,
that he
no,
will help them.
no.
They
And
voted
here's
for
and
him.
we did a show Friday on the Lost Dollar Business Club with Guy Standing, who is a world famous economist. And what Guy said, and it's out as a short and it's in the full show. He said, I don't understand how women voted for Donald Trump. And I said, okay, further. He said, because here's a guy who grabbed women by their, private parts, bragged about it, and went through everything. And I'm like, I could care less about the convicted felon shit. I don't really care because anybody can be president of the United States as long as you're 35. That's fine. Right. But he's like, how can women vote for him? And I said, because women, in my opinion, what they were looking for, like most Americans are looking for, is a strong, masculine figure. And good, bad, or indifferent, us people from New York are strong masculine figures because we tell you what's on our mind. We don't really care for politically correct or incorrect, and we don't give a shit about your feelings. And that's Donald Trump. But Donald Trump has been that way since he came into the public eye in 1980s. Nothing is,
Yeah.
he's the same Donnie. Like I said, my dad knew him, and I'm like, okay. And he would tell me, I'm like, all right. And it is what it is. So you're not getting whatever. It's just we as Americans, they just wanted something different. And the Democrats, unfortunately, presented nothing. They presented nothing to help anybody. What the Democrats gave you was like, listen, if you want to be a woman, then be a man or be bisexual. They gave you 40 different genders. So to Trump's credit, congratulations, you're male or female, and I agree. You're male or female. All this other crap I could give a crap about. People were afraid to say him or her. It's like they, and that's bullshit. So people got fed up with the Democrats on trying to be goody goody two shoes, cancel society, woke society, and all this crap. So they let Trump come in. And like I said, I'm okay with a lot of what he's doing. There's other things I worry about, but I'm just like, okay. And the Democrats are still have their heads up their ass. So whoever the Republican guy,
Maybe they didn't want to win. Maybe it was set up, all the whole thing, but maybe he should come. That's
whoever,
it. I
whoever,
don't know. I don't
whoever
know why.
Republicans, right? Whoever puts up whatever the Republicans do
Yeah.
in 2008 and whatever the
Because
Democrats
look
do
at
in
the
28,
changes he's
there's
doing.
nobody.
So you have to see where the money goes, right? And then you'll see who really is
The
with him.
Republicans. The Republicans are going to win again because they are going to be the ones with they have the rhetoric. The
When
problem
with
is
in
in
in 4
2008.
years.
Yeah, they'll win again.
Well, let us go until 4 years. We've got Trump for 4 years, man. Wait, there is a world first.
We have him for the actually, you know what's really funny? In his first term, he did
he's
less deportation of illegal
he
immigrants than
has
anybody.
he's 1 week, and we in Europe we are afraid here because he said okay with China.
Yeah.
Because they said, okay, and he's punishing Europe. He said Europe is he's supporting with Elon, with his friend Elon, the most far right.
In Germany, yeah, the Nazi
Yeah,
party in Germany. And
everywhere in UK, in
yeah.
Germany,
And he wants
In Greece
Greenland. He's going to
also.
go to war over Greenland, which is going to be
Yeah,
good. And we're going to go
with
over
Denmark.
and Panama Canal. I think it does say in the treaty that we can take it back if there's a national threat. So we're taking that back. So I mean, we're going back to like
He has only
1900,
one thing to say. He's saying, "I'm going to sanction you. If you don't do it, I'm going to sanction you."
and everybody's scared of that
And
because we're
look,
America.
not only scared, but I tell you, this is going because USA has some allies, right? In every
We
way.
do.
I mean, Europe
Name them.
is allies in every way. But they will stop looking at the Americans as allies,
Right.
And you know what they will do? They will do what they have to do at some point and get back with Russia, which is next door and got all the energy.
The Putin, they're going to get with the
Yeah.
Putin. You're not supposed to pussy, by the way. Putin and pussy. I'm just saying. They get with the Putin. Putin's an interesting character right now because he's quiet. He's not saying a word. He's like the crazy guy's
But
back.
he's a winner.
He's something, all
He's a
right.
winner.
Here,
Because
let me.
look, he already won in Ukraine. Okay. That means that he's going to keep legitimately what he has gained.
We'll see.
Ukraine is going to be neutral for sure. It's not going to go into NATO. Okay,
No.
it will enter European Union, but only as a economical part, and
Right,
will
right.
not and will stay neutral from arms and everything because Europeans will create an army now because they cannot trust NATO now with Trump.
Well, because of Trump. Yeah. Hey, let me ask you
Yeah,
this question.
they cannot trust anything
Let
actually.
me
It's
let me
like
ask this.
he tries to break the West. That's
He's
what
going
I
to break
see.
everything. He's going to, you know what? Listen, he's part of the lizard people, and we're all coming out next week. So don't worry about it. We're taking over the world. So here's a question because Vicky was in North Korea with her lover, Kim Jong Sung, and then she was in South Korea with the president, and then he got arrested.
Oh,
So
really?
really don't be Vicky's lover. That's all I can tell you because you're going to get arrested, and you can overthrow your country. So Vicky, you were there with your
She's a
lovers and
policewoman.
On Love Island. She's a very progressive woman, and she was on Love Island. So tell us about not what happened on Love Island because we have the videos and we'll show those later. But tell us what the South Korea. I was joking about North Korea, not really. But the South Korea people think about Trump and what's going on in America because you were there for a few months, so you got to hang and speak with them. Do they have any thoughts or what?
Oh yeah, they don't like him. obviously. I would get stopped on the street, and I would actually be like, you know, so what do you think of Trump? Kind of like trying to
Right.
suss me out a little bit. And I'm like, oh, that orange monstrosity. And they're like, oh, so let's talk about it. And they just
Yeah.
like unload about
Okay.
how much they hate him. Um, but I think the biggest dumbass thing he's done lately, send hate mail, is he's called North Korea a nuclear power, and that has them shitting themselves because this is not something that we want to acknowledge or encourage or any of those
Right.
things. And South Korea is really, that's where their safety net, when it comes to that. And so that's his latest idiotic thing. So no, they don't like him. But again, they're scared to say anything. So they're all trying to, suck up and kiss ass because they don't
Right.
know what, he could decide tomorrow to give them money for arms or whatever. Be like, they're
Right.
sending North Koreans to Ukraine to fight. And,
Yeah.
he could get involved in all that. Like he's just such a loose cannon that they're scared. And they have their own political dumpster fire going on right now. So they can't even respond. One of the things they're worried about is they can't send someone to kiss ass because their president is now on trial. So like they don't even have their ducks in a row to like try and throw money at Trump because they're too busy trying to fix their own mess. And by the way, speaking of
Yeah.
this revolution, everything that we keep saying that we're going to do, which we're too lazy to do, they were out protesting to get this guy arrested every night, sub-zero temperatures. They were out by the thousands with their light sticks and their songs. I mean, it was
Right.
amazing to see how their democracy still functions, even though
Yeah.
there's parts of it that are messed up, obviously. But like, they're holding that guy accountable, unlike us who just went, nah, let's let them all free or whatever.
Yeah.
They're it was an interesting process to be witness to. And I was actually there under the helicopters when they declared martial law. I happened to be right next to the National Assembly building. And I was
Right.
like, why are those six Blackhawks like in a row? Like I was like totally oblivious, thinking North Korea was invading or something. But yeah, it's been fascinating to kind of see them try and clean up their own mess while we're creating a new one over here.
Right.
Does that answer
Interesting.
your
Okay.
question?
Yeah, no, it does, because it's very interesting to see the dichotomy between the two. So, because you don't
Yeah,
think
yeah. It's
I will tell you, we went to North Korea. This is back in 2000s, I think. Um, and there was a strike going on because they thought we were going to buy the telco company that we were actually doing a deal with. Um, and there have got to be 1,000 people out there. And what I thought was amazing about this is that they all wore the same clothes. They had the same black jacket, the same like black cap, like what Adam's wearing, and black pants, and they were there. And I was fascinated that they were that organized. In America, they show up in a
when you
pair of
said
shorts
North
and flip
Korea.
flops. No, South Korea. It was in South Korea. Yeah.
Okay, because I think you said North Korea because you said he's
Oh,
teasing me
I'm sorry.
about
No,
it,
no,
but I
no.
was like,
South
oh,
Korea.
you got
South Korea.
it?
No,
Okay,
I've never,
okay.
no, no. I've never been to
Yeah,
North. I've
they
never been to North Korea.
just me.
Legally. Yeah.
Um,
So,
no lie, like the next day, they
yeah.
had thousands of these banners printed, and we're like,
Yep.
somebody in the print shop made some cash because they all out there like organized with their signs and everything, and they were good to go. And actually, like my light sticks, you guys teased
Yeah.
me about like my K-pop light sticks. They had these
Yeah.
out.
Yeah.
They just grabbed their favorite, and they were out there with these, and like
That's
it was
wild.
really cool. And it was cold. People were buying each other coffee and paying it forward. And they were having stuff like delivery in case like all so they could
Wow.
stay out all
Okay.
night. And it was like, holy crap.
To
This
learn
was
something
interesting. But
from
I
the
wasn't allowed to go
Koreans.
down there because technically, as a foreigner on a visa, I am not allowed to be anywhere near a political rally or I'll
Rally.
be deported. So I wasn't allowed to go down there, but I could watch it on the news and see it outside my window and stuff. So
She's like, it's right outside my window, so I'm just going to video it from
yeah.
here.
Hi.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
So
South Korea is scared. North Korea is excited because Missile Boy's got his buddy back. Europe
right.
is
He said he's a good
terrified.
North Korea's good or whatever he said. Whatever
Yeah.
fucking stupid thing they asked him about. Oh,
Yeah.
that's a good
What
place.
Trump reminds me of Ronald Reagan ending his second term, like the last year of his second term, where Ronnie kind of forgot things, and it was sort of like,
Yeah.
don't screw with the United States because the crazy grandpa's got his finger on the button. And
Yeah.
Donald Trump, his first, if you will, his 7 days, right, in the office, it's
Mm.
kind of like, I think the world looks at it like, crazy grandpa's in office. He's got his finger on the button. Let's be nice for the next 4 years. and we'll all play nice. So I'm hoping that maybe it does by mistake we become a utopia. I mean, I said that to Guy Standing on Friday, and I think he like thought I had three heads. So it's
Yeah,
just it would be very
Utopia
nice.
or dystopia?
No, a
Utopia is a
utopia.
good.
I know I
depending
want
on
it to
which
be a
side you're
utopia.
on.
Yeah, yeah.
Utopia
Listen,
is good.
the only thing I'm upset about what Donald Trump did is he put Cuba back on the terrorist watch list, which means we can't get Cuban cigars in America now. That's what I'm more upset about than anything. Other than that, I don't care what he does. So, but I just want you to
You know
help
what? You know what though?
300 million people.
You know why that's not going to happen though?
Why?
Is because the next pandemic's coming. Bird flu is coming, and it's going to be the next global pandemic, and we
Yeah.
have dumbass in charge again, and it's going to be bad. So
Oh yeah.
What
Well,
pandemic
Robert
now?
Kennedy Jr. is the health secretary, right?
yeah,
I just
yeah,
had COVID. What pandemic? I had COVID for the first time.
yeah.
Yeah,
Tell us
no,
about
I
like why
don't
were
want
you? What
anymore.
happened?
I don't want any more shit. It wasn't so easy, you know. It
Yeah.
wasn't so. I had 1 week, which was I was very weak. I mean,
Really?
it was yeah, yeah.
Okay.
39 degrees fever, and I had the worst
Wow.
headache I ever had on my
Wow.
back. So it wasn't that easy sick, nothing. It was quite it
Hmm.
hit
So for
hard, at least me.
was
And I'm healthy, you know.
yeah.
I don't have
Well,
any
let me
problems.
39
I
Celsius,
eat
just to let
well in
everybody know,
general,
is like
everything.
108, 106 Fahrenheit. So just to give you an idea of what his fever was, because Americans are hearing 39, he's dead. No, he's talking Celsius. So 39 Celsius is like
39,
106,
yeah.
107, just so you're clear. Yeah, people, doctors are watching this going, 39, how is he still alive? Yeah, Celsius people, Celsius. So yeah, no, I don't, listen, he has an interesting group of people that he's putting in power. Um, the new defense secretary, that was an interesting hearing and reading about him
Oh
in the
God.
Financial Times and the Journal. And his whole team, it's kind of, I don't, it's like there's a book called Band of Rivals, which is about Lincoln's cabinet. It's almost like that, but I want to call it
Yep.
like a band of idiots. But what's
Yeah.
interesting is some of them, like Robert Kennedy, I give him a lot of credit. He's like, your food is killing you, which it is in America, because there's a lot of food in America you can't buy in Europe because it's all in Europe. It's actually good food, right? Certain countries,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
really
We don't
good.
have
Non
we have
right. You don't have the
restrictions.
crap. Even in the Middle East, when I go to Dubai, it's all
We
healthy
still
and
have
good. And
restrictions in X and on the
yeah,
social media.
right.
You
All
don't
right,
have. We still
right, but
have
right,
in
but
Europe.
but on food, I like the fact that he wants to like say, okay, you have to make healthier food. So a lot of like I'm going to call them the band of idiots, and I mean that more lovingly than they're idiots. The band of idiots may with their some of their fakakta crazy ideas may actually help. So I'm not dismissing any of them. I like, it's only been 7 days. Some of the policies he's put out, like I was reading an article in The Economist, and the guy said, listen, he's going to throw out 10,000 of these executive orders, and really they're going to see what sticks. They know some of them are not going to stick, and then there's some of them are, and some of them they'll get 50%. So he learned his mistakes, if you will, from his first term. And now he's like, okay, I know what to do this term. So if he really can do 10% of what he says, he really will make economically internally in the country better. If he doesn't, and all he's going to do is make money off of his own meme, which he made $80 billion, I guess, a couple weeks ago, right? Which now is he's like he made his wealth all in a day, and his wife got 40 million from Amazon to do a documentary on her. Um, then if it's all about you and all your little friends getting rich, then you have a problem because then people, like I said, people are fat and
Yeah,
lazy
both will
until they're not.
happen. Everything will happen. He'll try to do everything.
I
He will
hope
try
so.
to have those happy and those happy,
Right.
and that's it. But look, if you already have 1,000, and it's a lot, and I leave go by with 10, right?
Right.
And he gives me another 10, it's
Yeah.
20. Okay,
Yeah.
but if he gives you another 1,000 for you, it's 2,000. You have 2,000. You mean I mean the gap is bigger, becoming bigger. It's look, I see Trump in a wider perspective and everything that
Okay.
is changing, because we haven't understood really what's coming along with the AI, and that's why I already mentioned, because I follow it now and I try to see what's going on.
Right.
it's going to disrupt everything, every aspect of our society. I mean, look, work in general, a lot of people are going to lose their work, you know it. A
Oh
lot.
yeah,
A lot of people.
of
I mean,
course.
it'll be visible all over. And the thing is how you deal with it, because it's a problem. Because it's not only that people work for money, because they do, okay, but they work gives them meaning in their lives. If you were giving the people, their a monthly fee, for example, like
Yeah,
$1,000, and they could go
1,000.
buy, which they're talking about the universal income. They will have to do it.
Wait.
I
Don't
don't know how,
guy
but it
standing says
changes. It changes already the
right.
structure of the society. I mean, it's not. It no longer the power is money, because money is actually not a thing anymore. It's about the power itself. That's why the rich people are in
Hmm?
power now, so that people really in their heads they realize that this is the reality now. We don't need any in betweens like politicians. You understand now?
Right. The oligarchs are running our
Yeah,
country.
the money rules. So you can see it now. You have ministers which are billionaires
Yeah,
in the
the
biggest
oligarchs run
economy
the
there
country.
is.
Yeah,
Yeah, this is showing everywhere how it'll be played now. It'll be like this,
but they
with
don't
no
call. So
intermediates like politicians. It will be
right,
the rich guys will
right.
run the world. That's it.
That's fine. Listen, I'm okay with that. I mean, we're going to run
Democratically.
something. No, we won't. They don't run it democratically. Do what we told. The beatings continue. Um, no, the interesting thing about it, Guy Standing says it's not universal basic income. It's basic income. He says if you give someone basic income, he says they have less stress. They're more productive. His book, and I'm going to plug his book on your show, Adam. I'm sorry, but it's a fascinating read. It's called The Politics of Time: Gaining Control in the Age of Uncertainty. His name is really Guy Standing. I didn't make it up. There you go.
Yeah, sorry.
It's fascinating. He's a world famous economist, and he comes on our show like every couple of months, and we love him. He's great. But he was saying back in the day, if you go back to Aristotle and all these other people, they made sure that you had money, you had food, you learned, you had time off, you did things that were productive for society. And today, in
Socialism.
theory,
Yeah,
it's not socialism. It was like we make everyone productive.
it's
Today,
not.
it's not that way. People are struggling to pay a bill. They don't have time to reflect and think and do and be creative. So if you're trying to keep the people down, we're doing a great job of it.
Yeah,
You
that's
know,
what they're trying to do, of course.
so then at some point I go back to what I said. Whether it's
But
this country or global,
but
you
it's
can
hard to understand, because look, do you agree that there are people somewhere there with the power to foresee or even create the future, right? It's social, in
it
social
depends what you mean
terms.
by that.
How I mean,
Mm.
you take a path. I mean, as
Yeah,
a global thing, as a global
yeah,
society, because
right,
okay, we are countries, but we cannot deny that it's not a matter of words, globalization or not. Do we
right,
work with each other? Do we live inside the same planet? Yeah, it's global now.
right, right,
Anyway, so it's not just the terms of words. So and they are planning how the future world will look like, because of many reasons. Because we are already 8 billions. It's hard, and it's not. It depends. It's hard to control all those people.
right.
And if something really disrupts the reality of people, which I tell you, the AI is going to disrupt it in every way. And one of the most important, behind the work that will be lost and everything like that, is the reality itself. We will not be sure which reality is real. This is also another thing that is coming.
I
And
don't know about that.
the thing with Trump is
I think that's
about
already
that.
happening now.
Trump is a new
Mm.
reality. We were always thought that this is a good thing, and now he's showing no, it's not like that. It's not like this is a good thing. The black is a good thing, not the white. The black is a good thing, and
Okay.
it's playing with your reality already. And in a way, you can say that those things are needed, because people have to be prepared that we're entering a crazy time in
Well,
human
here's
history.
here's a crazy thing. The DeepSeek that we talked about a little while ago, that's copying Hero AI, is literally caused the market to lose $1.3 trillion. It just came
It
across my news flash again.
it
That's big news. Like all these
it
tech
means
companies now.
something. It means
Yeah,
something. It means that this technology not only powerful, but it's
yeah.
also cheap. After all, you see,
Listen, the
it's also
people at
cheap.
Hero AI, the Hero
That's what
AI
I tell you.
people,
It's going to disrupt everything. Everything's
Right,
going
but
to disrupt.
Hero,
It's a problem. Our
right,
social structure is going to change,
but Hero's already
and we
done
don't know
all
what
that.
to do.
Yeah, we do. You make it for the good. Heroes trying to do everything for the good. They're trying to be altruistic, where of course I'm not. I'm a Wall Street guy. I'm like, let's just go make the $1 trillion. I don't care. But I mean, like they've got a chip that's 33 times faster than Nivea's fastest chip, and it also uses 1/1000th less power. So it's sort of like they've already done it all. So all these companies are like, we're running to Nivea and we're doing this and we're doing. And they're like, yeah, we've already got all this. So China is now catching up, if you will, to Hero AI. So it's very funny that DeepSeek and Euro, two companies that no one's ever really heard of, are ahead of the $500 billion thing that they don't have the money for, and Musk and the rest of them. So these two little companies no one's heard of are ahead of everybody else. I find that fascinating. But because they're not doing it, like look at us and pounding check tests, everybody's like, well, who no, it can't be. We don't know who you are. And so I find it fascinating that unless you play the game and unless you suck up to the Financial Times and Bloomberg and this one and that one, nobody knows about you. So you just go do your thing. And like we joked, they're an overnight success. No one will ever know. It'll just happen. Someone will buy them out and they'll all be trillionaires. And that's what I think is so funny is that, all these guys are running to Trump. Look what we're going to do. And why do you have to spend $500 billion? There's companies out there that have spent a few million and that have better technology, better, more efficient, more economical, and better, like DeepSeek and Euro. But no, you're going to run out with these idiots and spend 500 billion because why? It makes good press, it makes a good headline, and it makes the three men with small penises feel good. And I'm assuming the guy from Japan, from SoftBank, small penis. I'm just saying. And Larry Ellis, I'm just guessing. And then Musk and Zuckerberg and the rest of them and Altman, little schmeckles, from what I hear on the forums. But my point is like they're just trying to give them big dick syndrome, which is ridiculous. Maybe we should use that instead of
Yeah.
pussy. No, anyway, so there you go. I don't know, Vicky. What do you think?
I think that's BDS. Yeah, let's use that.
Big dick
But that
syndrome.
wait, it's
Yeah.
different. It's different though because you were calling people pussies, not people having. It's a little different. It's a noun and a.
Pronoun and adverb and
Anyway, I'll think
adjective,
about it.
the
We'll
whole
think
thing.
about
Yeah.
it.
Next
Something
week we'll
along
have a
those
new
lines.
word for you folks. There you go. But no, I'm just saying it's just fascinating to me that if you don't get on your knees and suck up to somebody anywhere, they don't do things. And
Well,
I'm
it's like
and that's
Tesla,
bad.
right? It's like
Tesla's the
Tesla.
yeah,
I mean, no, not the car. The man who
yeah.
had this technology wanted to give free energy to the world, right?
Yep.
And wanted to do it
Nikola
altruistically. Didn't want to
Tesla.
make money
Yes.
off of it.
Right.
Nikola Tesla, the
Yeah,
original,
yeah.
the OG.
Yeah, yeah.
And because of the fact that he wasn't going to sell out or suck up and all that kind of stuff, he basically got um, railroaded into being this hermit and dying poor in this hotel room. Like Law Edison and
Mhm.
those guys all made a shit ton of money pushing their crappy technology because they were in with the government and everybody else. Like they made,
JP Morgan. Yeah.
right, yeah, exactly. So it's just ironic that Elon named his car company after this altruistic
Well, no,
guy,
no,
and
no,
then
no. That's not. No, no. Well, stop. Elon, it's not his company. Elon became a
right,
partner in the company, bought everybody out, and goes, "Look what I did." He didn't do anything.
right, right,
Just let's be clear of
right.
that.
You're right.
Number two,
You're right.
Nicholas Tesla found out how to do free energy like the Egyptians did, and he had that tower in New Jersey. Which, if they said, the world today would be a different place with free energy, and J.P. Morgan backed him like and
Hmm.
built it. And then JP Morgan got called to a meeting because I read JP Morgan's biography and Nikola Tesla's and all these guys. They all got called to a
Yep.
meeting and they were saying,
Yep.
if you let Nicholas Tesla finish this tower globally, he said, we can't charge for free energy. There's no way to charge
Right.
it, put a meter on it. And he says, we won't make money. And then he came back the following week and told Nicholas, I'm not going to fund you anymore. And they took down the tower. But if that tower would have been built and structured the way Nicholas wanted it to, you'd have free energy today. And today would be basically Shangri-La because
Hmm.
people would be able to live like people. And that's what Nicholas wanted to do. There was also
Hmm.
a book I read that said when he died, um, let's just call it the government came in and took all his stuff from his
Yeah.
bedroom. Like the second he died, there are
Yeah.
people showing up taking stuff.
Yep. At the hotel on Long
Yeah,
Island and in Europe. They went and
yeah,
raided all the stuff that he'd left behind in Europe as well. Yeah.
yeah. So Nikola Tesla
Anyway,
stuff
sorry,
would
but
literally,
that's like
yeah. No, no, that's okay. But
you
that's
have
kind
these
of where we are
altruistic things
today.
like AI where they want to do something good and they're getting
Right.
railroaded by these other companies that are like, da, da, and they're the ones that are going to win because that's what history shows us.
Yeah. So, but I think
I don't know.
DeepSeek, not so much, and Hero, not so much. I think they could actually win because
Well, hopefully.
you can't silence the Chinese. You can't silence Hero. You technically can't because they're dealing with governments. But it's really funny. Hero's dealing with governments, but not this one. This government doesn't
Good.
care. So we made some phone calls, and they're Middle Eastern, Europe, and Asia. The government's like, yeah, we'll talk to you, and they're like, oh, let's do so. They're doing it outside the United States, and we've talked to every investment bank and venture capital and PE firm here, and they're like, you don't know. Meanwhile, they've got like 50 patents that prove it, like DeepSeek. The DeepSeek just has the Chinese government who's writing checks. So it's kind of funny because if you're not in the team, you don't get. If you're in the team, you get. So everyone's saying, "Screw you! We'll just go to another team." And that's what's going to happen.
Hmm.
You're going to see U.S. companies with good technology leave the U.S., go somewhere
Hmm.
else, and then like Hero, they'll just sell it back here, and they'll be like, "Great, that's fine. We don't care." And that to me, I'm fascinated by the stupidity of the American, not all 330 million or 360, but the American people who think they're in control, who know venture capitalists,
Hmm.
investment. I'm fascinated by the stupidity of them not having a clue. I'm just fascinated by how dumb people are. When I go to meetings and hear them, I'm like, you're dumber than just because you went to Harvard or you're dumber than a box of rocks. I know 5-year-olds that are smarter than them. And I just chuckle. I'm like, I seriously, my dog is smarter than you. And she licks herself. And you're
Yeah,
like,
but your dog's smart. Let's just put that out there. But
yeah, but no, but I'm fascinated by how stupid people are because they're like,
Mhm.
you didn't go here. You didn't do really better technology, better this, better that. China's proving it. Heroes proving it. The world is changing to Adam's point, and nobody's listening. They're only listening to like the four idiots with small penises. I'm not calling Mr. Trump's penis small. He's the president. He has the big one because you're the president. Automatically, you get a big one. I hear when you get there, they screw a new one on. So,
Oh,
Adam, your microphone's off. This is what happens. See, this is what happens.
You, you hear?
he's
Now
the
you
Now we can
silent
hear you.
type.
Sure, if you plug
Go
yourself in, it works great.
No, it's not. It's there's an on off here.
Oh, you turned it off. All right, there you go.
He's the
I
silent.
wanted to say that I want to say that it's beyond Trump or Obama or whoever leader we think that there is and everything. It's now in other in we are into we have different issues as society in general, and I tell you which is the issue is AI in general and technology. We
Okay.
have too advanced technology, and the technology is going to be even more advanced, even faster. I mean, this is powerful too. We're talking about powerful tools that everybody almost can have.
Hmm.
You understand
Everybody
this?
has it.
Yeah, but it will become more powerful and more powerful and more powerful, and more people will have it. It's in one way democratizing, but on
Hmm.
the other hand, it's dangerous because we, the people, are not okay in our
Yes, we
heads.
are.
No,
Oh,
no, no,
stop it. We are
we're not
great.
okay.
Oh, we're
Look,
the
we
best.
are still some kind of monkeys which are jealous, which I don't
We
know,
should have that.
hate other people. Although we have it all,
We
we
don't hate people. We just dislike them.
we hate each other. We hate each
Strong word.
other. Look, we don't want to collaborate. We want only for ourselves the good. We want to be rich. The other shouldn't be rich.
Everyone should
Yeah,
be rich. Listen, I have
we are
never,
so
ever.
fucked up in the head. I
No,
mean,
no.
we are not advanced. We need more time to advance. We're
No, we
just
don't.
babies. We're
Let's
so
just
like
kill each
some
other now.
spoiled
Listen,
babies.
I was at the Lizard People Illuminati dinner last night. And let me tell you, if you guys can annihilate yourself by like my birthday, which is next month, that would be great because that's a nice gift for me. I get to take over the planet. It's a whole thing. My point is, coming from a family that was comfortable, that's what we always say comfortable. No one says anything more. Oh, we always think everybody should be comfortable and do better and get more, not just 5 people on the planet. There's a very different mentality from the nouveau riche to old money. Old money knows they have money. They want to make sure everybody is doing well and has money. Granted, you may not be able to buy 42 homes and 17 jets and whatever, but as long as you can live comfortably, go on trips or holidays, do whatever, we want
Yeah.
that for everybody, because if everybody, if you will, is fat and happy as a term, then people that have $80 trillion aren't worried, because you're all happy. You're all fed. You live in good houses. You have an education.
But they're not
That's
worried anyway because
perfect.
they
Well,
figured
you're
they're
talking about the utopia. I don't know if it
Yeah.
works like this. Human nature is different, you know. It always wants a change. It always wants something else.
Yeah. But if
They
you
they
learn,
voted they voted for Trump. You know why? Because
why?
people are addicted to change. Now they want because everything is faster. They cannot keep
Huh?
a guy for more than for years. They wanted something else. They knew the girl. They okay. We don't want to hear about her for 4 more years as a president. Now we want to hear again this guy. So
Well,
that's
Vicky's a
what they vote,
girl,
and
right?
and
Vicky, you're a girl, right?
they feel that it's all the same to them, you know.
But let's ask Vicky
I
this,
don't know if I
because
agree
Vicky's
with that, but it's an interesting point.
yeah. All
Uh,
right. So, but Vicky, you're female. Last time we checked, I mean, we have the medical records.
yeah,
It could go either way.
yeah,
Um, so
yeah.
let's, like, as a female,
I checked on
what,
my birth.
that's right. That's on your birth certificate. So what's your thought?
That's
I
is
mean,
that what
like,
I'm
Trump
supposed to
gets
be now? It's like
elected.
you have to go back to the birth certificate.
Yeah. So do you agree that it's a 4 year we want to change, or do you think let's forget the 4 year thing for a second. Why do you think women voted for Trump? I mean, because Guy thinks Guy Standing can't literally get his head around it. Like I said, if you watch last Friday's Lost Dollar Business Club, he went on a tirade and we put out a couple shorts on it for like 20 minutes on that. And he's just fascinated why women would vote for Donald Trump. So you're a
Yeah.
woman.
But why?
What's your
There
thought?
Yeah.
are women
Well, I
which
didn't
are
vote
like
for Trump,
Donald
but
Trump. It's not a female. It's not a male or female thing.
Well, it
I don't
kind
agree
of
that she
is.
okay as an archetype. He
Yeah.
doesn't represent only. I mean, Trump as an archetype, he doesn't represent
Hmm?
the masculine only. Which for many women, the masculine is what it is. It's masculine. It's they are like this,
Okay.
and
But what
he
did we?
represents also other things. I mean, he's giving the impression that he's honest. That's the impression he's
Yeah.
giving.
Okay.
Yeah,
Stop.
that he's.
Stop. He's
It
not
doesn't give
honest.
the impression to you, but what I'm saying to the normal everyday people, it gives them this impression. Yeah,
Okay.
they think that
Okay.
he's honest.
All right.
my
If you
take,
if
and
you
I
say so.
don't
They
know
believe
if
it
this is
because he in a way his type is like this. He doesn't
Okay.
think
they
much.
believe it, Adam,
He's
because
just
he's
saying
telling
what
them
he
what they
has
want
in
to
his
hear.
mind. That's
They're not. They don't believe him because they think he's telling the truth. He's telling them what they want to hear. That's what
Right.
he's a master of doing.
yeah, but
Like he doesn't.
of course, but that's the truth. That is the truth to them. What I want to hear is the truth
Well,
to me. If he tells me that the
right.
whole pandemic thing was a stage thing, and they believed that it was a stage thing, then yeah, that's what I want to hear. So
Well, the
if I
CIA says it was an escape virus out of China. That's the article this
China,
weekend was
yeah.
in.
But then
Yeah.
they go, but we're not really sure about our.
Right.
We're only like
Right.
20% sure that that's the truth.
But the
What
headline is "Escaped out of China," and then like the last paragraph of
we think,
the last we think, yeah. So, but Vicky,
yeah.
what do
That's
you
what
think women voted? Why do you think women voted for Trump? You're like I said, you're
I struggle
female.
with
What's
this
your
too because I struggle with this a lot as well, and I don't know the answer. But my take on it is that because I don't know anybody that voted for Trump, my friends
right?
all didn't. So I'm
How do you
gathering
even
what I've
vote?
read. Yeah, I didn't even vote this time, actually. I tried, but I wasn't in the country. And Texas made it impossible for me
Elon
because
stole it.
Texas. Yeah, I couldn't even vote remotely because, anyway, that's a whole other issue. Texas is. Um, but to answer your question, I think as a society, we've gotten away from the greater good and it's
Hmm.
all about the individual. And that women have had a history of not sticking together and blaming each other, and white guys do a really good job of sticking together. It's kind of like the sort of Native American versus the invading European syndrome, where they fought amongst themselves so much they couldn't present a united front to go against, the settlers that came in and eventually were annihilated. I think women are a lot like
Right.
that, where they don't necessarily stick together and back the sister. They fight amongst themselves. And so I think a lot of women heard him saying things that they wanted to hear. And so they thought, okay, well, I'm struggling as a single mother. He's going to make the economy better. I don't care. This girl probably made it up, or whatever she was asking for it, or
Right.
whatever their mentality is. That's her. That's not me. So I want this thing for me. I don't care what happened to her. It's not going to happen to me anyway. So I'm going to vote for him because that's benefiting me. And a lot of people didn't think in the greater picture of like, oh, trans people are going to be in trouble, or this person's going to be in trouble. These people are
Right.
going to be deported or whatever. All they cared about was themselves. Even with a lot of Hispanic voters, they were like, well, he's not really going to deport people. We're more worried about the price of gas. Well,
Right.
guess what? The next morning, who gives a shit about the price of gas because half your family's gone? Like, they
Right.
never wrapped their heads around what everybody needed. It was only what they needed. And I think a lot of women voted that way, is my personal take. It could be full of
Okay.
crap. I don't know, but
It's the
that
It's a
was
best
my last thought.
explanation I've
combination.
ever
Anyway,
heard.
It's a combination of many things
Yeah.
that actually happened. But
oh,
in
sure,
some
sure, it's never one
ways
thing.
also they want a change. They just want a change. People just want a change now. I tell
Yeah.
you, they are. We are because we are all society. We use the internet and everything, and technology. We are
Mhm.
addicted to fast changes now. If something's
Right.
now slows down, we are not
True.
okay. We're not okay
Yeah.
if something slows down. But I tell you, everything is happening, and a lot of crazy stuff we'll also see because the structure of the society is changing.
Yeah.
And we're going into
Mhm.
society which really I tell you that I don't think that money will be the power. And they start to
Knowledge.
understand it. Yes, because
Mhm.
after all, and it's always true, the people have the power.
Yeah.
Because if finally the people get a chance to organize themselves for a reason, so they found a common cause, right? Right. And
Right.
Self-esteem
we
listening.
like like in Greece there were demonstrations yesterdays because 2 years ago there was a horrible accident with two trains and a lot of people died, a lot of young people, students, and but there's a problem because the government is covering the whole story all the time. Something was happening, and they are saying that the one of the train, one was with humans,
Right.
with carrying human, and the other was carrying goods.
Right.
And in the goods train, there was something which was flammable, that caused
Right.
an explosion, and this killed a lot of people. And they don't want to admit that there was something that was flammable, that could
Gotcha.
cause so they're covering up. It's a story like that, and people are going outside. And yesterday they went to the main squares of Greek cities, and a
Right.
lot of people came because, and it wasn't for one party, political party. It was for justice. They want justice because they're trying to cover up the whole story. And
Interesting.
people are really crazy about it. And this is a good sign. And after all, okay, you will feed the people with their insecurities and everything, but up to a point.
Right.
Nobody really knows
I mean,
and what
I
is the
thought of it.
mind, how
Yeah,
we will so the rich guys, they want to have the power of the world, and slow the money. You see that what did you already said it, that he created a coin, Trump coin.
He became a
Yeah,
partner
and he
while he
exactly.
was
became
running for
much
president in
more
exchange. Yeah.
rich than ever before,
Yeah.
because this is the coin now. It's not the money. Now other things matter more, like being famous. If you're famous, you have money immediately.
That's not true.
I mean, you sell
Mickey,
like
look at Vicky's
talks,
famous.
whatever.
She's the mistress of the North and South Korean president, and
Maybe
she's
that's
still
infamous.
Or people
yeah.
associate you with something, if
Right.
you're, because it's an identity also thing. But really, I tell you that we are going to. It's crazy time that and it's crazy. It's fascinating and dangerous at the same time,
Yeah.
because the changes are big and very fast. And really, I tell you, we are addicted into many things, not only, I mean, but we start to be addicted in different realities. And that's
Yeah.
why we play games, we watch movies all the time. Our minds need a different reality. So Trump was a different alternative reality in the
That's right.
politics. It's not about if Biden was good president. It's not about that anymore. I mean, and we in the
Biden
West,
had a
we are spoiled. We are really spoiled. I mean, in every way. So we act like children now.
that's true. but Biden had to be alive to be run a second term, and not so much. And Camilla was doing great until after the debate, and then she started to just pick on Trump. If she would have just shut up and kept going, she would have been fine. But the Democrats, to go back to the election, still
The
didn't present
Democrats,
anything.
if you look
Right.
now, you'll see that the Democrats made mistakes like they didn't want to win.
No, yeah, they were.
So
That's
that's what
clearly
I
they
tell you,
have
that
to show
maybe
up. Yeah,
maybe there is I don't know, some kind of power which actually says no, it's going to be Trump again, who is above power,
Lobbyists.
Trump.
right.
I
No,
don't
no.
know, maybe there
Let
is
me.
some guy,
There's
maybe those
there.
kind of
Well,
Illuminati, there are some
yeah, I'm
Illuminatis
telling
there, and
you,
say we
it's a
need
club. We
Trump
talked about it all
because
the time.
Trump can make easier changes that the Democrats could not do, and the society needs those changes.
Until
I
we
don't
come up with
know.
until we come up with a
If
different word, the Democrats were pussies. I'm sorry. That's all. They were just pussies. They had no balls. They couldn't do anything. They couldn't wait. Listen,
That's why I
PS
prefer the
137 in
pussies,
New
you know. I
York
prefer the
When
pussies
when
could
over
have beaten
dicks.
them.
So
Yeah.
when
I'm with the
for
pussies.
Vicky's going to come up with the next word by next Monday. We'll have a new word for that.
yeah, that's my
So,
homework.
yeah, there you go. That's the fan. That's all the fans next week will be
It's
typing.
called,
No,
yeah,
yeah. But anyway, my point
maybe
is that
assholes because they're not very
yeah,
strong. They kind of let
yeah.
everything out. No.
No, no, no. Guys in Key West, they sit on bar stools upside down. They're very strong, apparently. Anyway, but I'm just saying, it's just they didn't have anything. And to Trump's credit, he has done stuff. Now, once again, it's only 7 days. We
They
got
didn't tell people
300.
what they wanted to hear.
We still have another 3 years and some odd time to go. I want to see what he's going to do. My whole thing. It's great that he's going to make the rich rich. I'm good with that. Keep making me richer. I'm good. I don't care. That's wonderful.
It's not about being rich anymore. I tell
Yeah,
you,
yeah. Adam, I hate to tell you this. It's
they are
always about
here.
being rich.
They will now they will create a structure of the society so
Right.
that uh, there'll be nothing that you can throw away. Not money, not anything.
Well, that's what digital
It's about
currencies.
why
Are.
they talk so much about the AI. It's about control in this way now. It's about AI control, I think.
Yeah, but you can't. Let
Now
me go
those
back to what I originally said. If there's 330 or 360 million people in the United States, and there's 8 billion people on the planet. So let's just say there's a billion people on the planet that are okay, and I'm gonna say there's 360 million people in America. There's 60 million people here that are okay. Those numbers don't work if you have 300 million people that aren't okay and 7 billion that aren't okay. One day
we'll see.
one day you get someone with a brain fart, as David likes to say, and they're going to be like, this doesn't work for us. And either you're going to have to give basic income, which Guy says it's not universal basic income, it's just called basic income. And they have 100 pilot programs where it seems to work, where you can afford it, but you give a basic income and you bring everybody's level up so you have a sustainable society. And then people aren't going to be like, oh, I'm hungry. I don't, blah, 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 blah. Then all of a sudden it's like,
No,
okay, I have a sustainable society.
it's not. Look, it can't happen like that. It's not easy to do something like that.
If
What
then you're
you
going to
will
have a
do with those
revolution.
people? But I tell you that we are used to have a work. Work gives us meaning in our lives. If you don't work,
That's
it's
bull.
not that
That's the
you
biggest bunch
only.
of crap in
Of
the world.
course, of course.
No, work doesn't give you
Look what
meaning.
happened in the pandemics. There's so
Why?
many. You're
People got
thinking as
divorced. They had to
people
spend
are
time with
okay
their
in the
wives.
head. People are not okay in the head.
No, people have never been okay in the head. That's all because of social
Yeah,
media.
and work
All that
helped
crap.
that the society still keeps going because they had some hours that they were doing something. They
It's
had a
all on
purpose in
YouTube.
their
That's
lives.
how we got all the
You know,
fans on
if they
YouTube.
don't
Yeah.
have this and they have only an income,
Yeah.
all the worst things that they hold inside their heads are gonna come out. You'll see
Good.
that.
We'll have the purge. It'll be fun. Get rid of everybody.
I'm telling
Here's the
you,
problem.
Bergman's coming, y'all. Mark this video.
Yeah,
We're
right.
gonna be, in a year from now, it's gonna be lockdown again. And we're gonna be sitting here doing this because we can't get out, and it's gonna be COVID 2.0. Just
That's
wait,
gonna
it's already in
suck.
Austin. I'm telling you.
All
Yeah.
right. Well, I don't think listen. I always joke I've never worked a day in my life because I like what I do. It's not work for me. It's fun. I like what I do.
The same with me.
Other people don't aren't as fortunate as us, and they have to work because they don't like what they do, for whatever the reason is. They got their degree and they couldn't get their job in their field. And they're doing this and they're just like, I've got to do it because I got to pay bills. So I don't. And so money, the illusion of it is wonderful because you can buy and do things, and that's what money's for. So if Trump wants to make everyone richer, once again, you won't hurt my feelings, but I will say you have to go back to the old world, old school mentality of still have to help the people that are less fortunate, because if you don't, you're going to have, there's a, the Paris found that out, Marie Antoinette said, let them eat cake, so to speak. And they took her head. So my point is that, at some point, the people get, screw you, we're tired. And if you go back to history, not so long ago, 100 years ago, he's a little man with a mustache, kind of did the same thing. He said, I'm going to make your work, I'm going to make it better for you. He didn't really do
Yep.
that. But and we talked about this on the show on Friday, his book, Mein Kampf, for the people who have never read it or don't know what it is. It's 800 pages long. If you read the first like 450 pages, it's actually a fascinating book because it talks about infrastructure and how you structure a country and a world. And it's fascinating. It's when you get to like 451, you turn the page and it's like, and then you kill all the Jews. That's where the book takes a turn, right? It's like, oh, this is good. And like, when I was reading it, I remember I read it in the 8th grade. I'm reading it. I'm like, there's nothing wrong, nothing wrong. Nothing. Oh, okay. I see
Oh,
where
there
the
we go.
problem
Hold
is
on.
now. Here's the problem.
We took a
So
turn.
there's the issue. But if you just take the first 400 some odd pages, it's great. It's infrastructure, how you do it, if you will, a basic income, how you give people what they need, services, blah, 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 blah. So if we as a globe or a society can get our heads wrapped around, it's great to have, but we have to help the people that don't have, as long as they want, they're trying. We have to help then all of a sudden, yes, you could have a utopia, not a dystopia, but a utopia. If we don't, and it's only about how many commas are in my bank account or on my financial statement, that's a world that's a tragedy on the collision into the volcano, ready for implosion. And that's, if we're heading in that direction, I think there won't be a 2028. I think too much will happen. It'll be like, no, you'll have World War III in 2 years, because people are going to be like, nope, this is not what we want. And you're going to have a bigger problem. And especially if people perceive Mr. Trump as weak. And I'm not talking people in the United States, I'm talking about countries. Like if North Korea goes one day, you know what? Missile Boy goes, I don't like Donnie anymore. Screw you. And gets with Russia
Mm-hmm.
and China, all of
Mm-hmm.
a sudden that's a war.
Yep.
If he lets
Yep.
Russia roll into the Ukraine, Russia now thinks they have the biggest you know what in the room, and that's
Yep.
possibly a war. If China then thinks that can happen, then China's going to take a cruise over to Taiwan. That becomes a war. So you have
Yep.
to be very careful in this geopolitical game that we're playing, because
Yep.
it's great to play human chess or human go, but if you play it wrong, you're going to screw up the planet. And if you screw up the planet, as
Yep.
I say, we at the Illuminati, a lizard society, we're all happy for it. It becomes a nuclear holocaust. We survive anyway. Who cares? And that's where you're heading. So it's going to be A
Yep.
or B. It's either we're all going to make it or we're not. And this game of we're doing with Go and chess is going to be like this
We're
for the
gonna
next
make it, though.
year.
We're not gonna make it. No.
Hi, Evan. Well, there's going to be an AI version of us that lives on. We'll all be dead, but there'll be a little, a one computer that'll be left, and we'll all be running around as these little projections of
AIs. And I tell
AI, our
Be
AI
zombies
memories.
all over.
I,
Zombies.
I will talk. I tell you, the people at Euro, I asked them joking around. I go, just be. So they're part of the thing is to make an AI of you, of your life. So
Hmm.
when you die, what you said goes on. And I said to
Yep.
them,
Starting the
let
movies.
me ask you, this question: who says that we're not in that now? Because remember, a lot of guys from
Hmm.
Harvard and whatever, all these scientists are saying we're living in a simulation. We're living in. Who's to
Simulation.
say
Yeah.
that this isn't the simulation that just keeps looping itself over and over
Mm.
because we've
Of
already
course it
described
is.
ourselves? So
Yeah. Truman
We're
Show.
living in an
Yeah.
infinite
yeah, I don't
kaleidoscope.
know.
Yeah.
I like
Of
it.
course it is. You're right.
You
That's
never
a good
know.
place to
That'll be
end.
That's
fun.
what I tell you. You
And
can see it.
scene.
You can even see it in the progress of intelligence, because we are
Right,
carrying intelligence. Like the dog also has, but we can see that from animals it came us, and now we are doing hybrid
right.
human machine, and maybe later only machine. I don't know how it goes, but you can see how fast the intelligence goes when it's outside the organic stuff.
Right.
It's much faster. That's the thing we have to realize, that the intelligence that we create with machine intelligence is much faster. It
Yeah.
develops much faster than we needed thousands and millions of
Mhm.
years to come to this point.
Well, the
But
aliens. with
But
the
we are
spaceship.
also, we are piece of the whole structure. We
Right.
are intermediates. We like bridges. It was designed to
Yeah.
be like this.
I don't. I just want us to be like that. The bridge
We are
doesn't work.
like that.
I'm from New York. It has to be done yesterday. I shouldn't even have to tell you. It should just be done. We should already be in our utopia. So, like I said joking around
Well,
on Vaguely True. I said,
look,
remember, New
there is
Yorkers should learn everything.
social utopia, but there is also personal utopia. There are people who live happy life inside themselves. I mean,
Stop.
I'm
That's
pretty happy with
crazy.
my life. I mean,
That's
I'm a happy person, you
what
know.
are you, a Buddhist? So I'm
I
happy
am
in my
I was
kind
gonna
of
say,
Buddhist,
psychedelic.
most
yeah.
people
In
are
a way,
Buddhist
I
right
am
now.
because
Yeah.
I'll go meditate later. Yeah, I do,
Well,
but I don't
I
meditate
meditate.
sitting.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
meditate on the bed. I
You
listen to some
meditate on the
music.
hammock. Yes, I
For
know.
one, I
And I
take
meditate. Yeah. And I do the same
yeah,
kind
but
of thing. I smoke a cigar and drink a scotch, and that's my meditation. It's
yeah,
beautiful.
yeah. There are many ways of
I
meditation, of
contemplate the
course,
world and how we're taking it over and how we're getting rid of the humans. I
of
mean, and
course.
how we want to all
And
live
then the pork
together
tongue
as
comes
one.
out and it tastes the liquor.
That's right. And a
Yeah, and
little
we are.
pork tongue. There you go.
How is the name of the structure that never ends, the infinite?
Infinite. That's it. Infinite. Infinite is the structure.
Yeah, the structure
Infinity.
that. Yeah, but it's fractals. Fractals.
Fractals. Oh yes, fractals. Yeah.
We're living in fractals of
Fractals.
reality.
Yeah. I used to watch as a kid Fractal Rock.
Fractal reality. That means that there is no one reality. There are
You're so
infinite
lucky I
number
get
of
your
them.
joke.
I do them for
I-
you. So yeah.
Infinite numbers of realities.
Mm.
And
That's what I'm saying. There is. I think that between the parallel universes, are we in a simulation, and all the stuff that we can't answer, I find fascinating. And when we have these dialogues, when we're having scotch and cigars, the final summation of it all is when we leave this and go to whatever the next thing is, we'll find out what it is. And to
yeah,
me,
of course.
that's the so to me that's fascinating. So when someone says it could be a world war, I'm like, okay, then what's next? It'll be cool to see then what's next. I would prefer there is no world war. I saw what we did in Hiroshima and whatever, but to me it's sort of like, okay, so really we're at a point I think in mankind where nobody's really scared anymore. Like the Rand report, they did a report in the 60s about UFOs. You can't tell the American people, the people, they'll be scared. I don't think people care. I think if a UFO lands tomorrow, nobody cares. If there's a world war, nobody cares. I think everyone's like, yeah, okay, whatever.
Don't worry.
It is.
The weather will make us scare. The weather will do
No,
it.
the weather doesn't even make scared. There's an article
Oh, it will
yesterday in the
do
Wall
it. It
Street.
will do it. If we think
Here's
that
why
we're above weather,
we are,
I
and
don't
here's
think
why. The Wall
so.
Street Journal
The
had this
climate.
huge
I mean, the
article.
climate, right?
Yeah,
The
no, no, I got
climate
it.
will show us.
The Wall Street Journal had an article I read yesterday from Saturday's paper, and it said, "Why do people still build homes like, if you will, in Palm Beach or on Hillsborough Mall in Florida, like
Yeah,
it's
and
right
what
on the
happened
edge?"
in LA?
Yeah,
We
well,
didn't
LA,
speak about
they just,
that. That was
who cares?
tragic,
Okay,
huh?
it's fine, whatever. That's okay. That's because they need
Fine.
to build a new
Come
utopia there
on.
and put people in the camp.
And of
Anyway,
course, one of the best news, worst news.
yeah.
But my favorite director died, David Lynch.
Oh yeah, that's right. He died. He was 79. I liked his movies. David died.
I
Yeah.
loved his movie. I was influenced by him
Oh, yeah, that explains a
in
lot. Yeah.
generally, not only from his work. But his work was perfect. I mean,
Right.
it was perfect from every point of view. When I first saw it, I said, "What the fuck did I see? I don't
Yeah.
understand anything, but it was wonderful."
That was Blue Velvet. I saw Blue
No,
Velvet for the
I
first time.
think the first I saw was Lost Highway,
Okay, I saw Blue Velvet and I
and
was
then
like,
I
what the
saw Twin
hell?
Peaks, which I think is the
Yeah,
best TV series ever.
yeah, yeah.
And even the third, the new one that he did, it
Right,
was his last work actually,
right.
was even better than the others. That's
Yeah,
the thing about a great artist, that
yeah.
he never runs out of ideas and you can see the evolution. He was a
Yeah.
great person. I mean, I
All
was
right.
very sad that day.
Well,
I don't have too many people that I say that influence me. I mean, directly, or I
right,
feel that they are great artists.
right.
I respect them all, of course, but he was one of them, one of the few that I really, really think that is really great artist, you know.
Very cool. Well, yeah, I read
And
that he
I,
passed, and I all I remember was the movie Blue Velvet. Someone said you got to watch it, and I watched it. And after the
yeah.
movie, I was like, "What the hell was this?" But it was
and
great.
this is a
So
soft movie from him, you know.
yeah, I was gonna say this is like one of
One
his.
of the
This is
normal.
calm. Yeah, this is the normal movie.
Yeah,
Wait till you
that's
get
a
to see it,
normal.
though.
Blue
So
Velvet was a normal movie.
I know. I mean, for him, it
It
was
was
like it was
just
like it was a
started
Disney flick.
with an ear.
Yeah,
He
it was a
found the
Disney flick.
ear.
It was a Disney flick for
But
him.
that was
And
David Lynch.
yep,
That's he
very
was
cool.
trying to tell you that look, the reality
Well,
is crazy.
that
Even
is true.
Trump may become second time president,
That's and
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 that's
maybe
true.
third or fourth. You never know. Like I said, long live the
Uh,
monarch. So
He
I
died
know.
a
yeah.
few days before inauguration. I was thinking that maybe he wanted to die before
I think he
Trump.
was like, I don't have time for this. I'm done. I'm just
Yeah,
gonna make a movie
this
somewhere
shit.
else.
I'm not
Yeah,
going. I'm not going
On
to
the wall.
experience 4 more years with this shithead.
I don't blame you. So Vicky, before we go, when's your next trip?
Mm.
Or there's no more trips now because you're persona non grata because you were the mistress of
She
the
doesn't need
president of South Korea.
She has a South. You
Well,
always say North Korea, and I say now North Korea.
Yeah, yeah.
She has Korea in her heart. That means that she's carrying Korea with her everywhere
I
now,
think she had Korea somewhere else while she was there too, on Love Island. So
hey,
we're gonna hear all about it too.
all
So
over the
we're
body.
gonna
You
get some
mean?
discussion. Yeah. Oh, look at her. We'll hear that story.
She
that's for
didn't
the
say
road
there's
show.
anything
even
about Love
there's no
Island.
there's no story.
So
Anyway.
that's right.
Uh,
If you
You
watched
I
any of
mean,
the
see,
they're
shows while
trying to
we were
apply for
away,
political asylum, but they have to kind of
I,
fix their own mess
Vicky,
before
you
they'll
see,
free.
it's in Steven's fantasy. He has so many
no,
realities. We were
all
saying
Yes,
he
every
it's
has made
multiple
show,
so many
realities.
fantasies there
I
in
know
the Love Island. You
every
should,
show that Vicky wasn't in, we made sure that we
Steven. I
said
think
something about
you
Vicky
want to go there. You want
I
to go
Love
to
know,
Island.
Love
I
Island.
know.
Oh yeah, we did. I would purposely say stuff to make a
Jealous.
short for Vicky, and I would literally send Vicky the short, and it was sort of like, "I will kill you when I
Like,
see you." I'd be like, "Yep, I'm sure."
right.
So there you go.
I'm
And we
just
also sent
trying
it to
to
the secret police.
story.
So
Okay, guys, we need to
it's good.
finish.
We need. All right, we're done. That's it. Everybody, thank you for watching. It
It's
was
more
good
than
to
an
see you.
hour.
It's okay. We're allowed. It's our show. We own the channel. Anyway, thank you for being here, Vicky. It's nice to have
What?
you back. Happy
Yeah, of course.
2025. Since we didn't get to see you,
Yeah,
Yes,
so
yeah.
yes.
yep.
Happy New
Happy New
Year.
Year.
Oh, it's actually Lunar New Year this week.
Yes, the Chinese New Year is
On
coming up.
Tuesday. Yeah. No, 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 no.
Every year.
Lunar New Year. Because
Yeah.
they celebrate it in Korea and they celebrate it in Southeast Asia and other places besides just China.
Right. Well,
So
China,
let's
but
go
yeah,
with
but
Lunar New Year.
China has 3 billion people. We got to suck up
That's a
to
New
it. Like,
Yorker
who's going
thing
to take
that it's
over?
not Chinese New Year. It's Lunar New Year.
That's
Anyway,
3 billion.
happy
Anyway,
Lunar New Year.
So Chinese New Year is coming up.
You're
So
the
happy New
snake.
Year to all of you.
You're the blue snake. That'll work well, I think, for this year.
Alrighty then, the blue snake. All right, you're the snake, kids. Anyway, everybody, thank you for watching. Leave your comments below. We
You
will
know
see you
what?
all next week. Vicky
We
will.
don't have brains. We don't have brains.
We don't know very. Oh my
Oh
God,
boy.
David. I think David will be back, so it'll be the full crew next week. Vicky, it's always good to see you. Thank you. Glad you're back safely from your trysts with the president. Adam, it's always good to see you. Go lay on your
Yeah,
hammock, and
guys, take care.
I'm going to have a scratch and cigar. See you guys later. Cheers, everybody. Don't forget to like and subscribe.